everybody, so today we're looking at the Sharp Roku 4K UHD TV. This is the 43-inch version and it comes chock full of applications and features. So with that being said, we're going to take it out the box, set it up, and just take a deeper dive into this product. So let's do that right now. So inside the box we have, on the left side, we have our power cord. It comes with a set of screws to set up the feet, which are below it there. You get some batteries there. I normally don't use those batteries that come with it for the remote, so you can throw those out, but they do come with a set of batteries, as you can see. We have a remote there on the lower left hand side. And then at the top there we have some important safety instructions. And what I like about this TV is that they come with these well put together quick installation guides. This one comes with one in French, which we see here, and this one is in English, and I opened it up, but it gives you, even how to set up the feet are there. If you're going to wall mount this, how to actually, where the location for your VESA mounts, for the screws for your VESA mount, gives you all the things that you should have in the box. And this particular instruction manual is for the 43, 50 and 55-inch versions of this TV. They even talk about some of the features and even how to hook up the back of your TV, right? Like different ways you can use the ports to connect your TV to extra peripheral devices like gaming systems and cable set-top boxes and even audio systems, right? So this is a really nicely put together setup guide with simple instructions in 2 languages, and it's very well illustrated as well. So that's hats off to Sharp for doing that for their TVs. On the other side of this guide, there's a lot more. Up here you can see, turning on your TV instructions, some optional setup instructions here. How do you scan for channels? All the basic things that you need to do when you turn a TV on, right? And then a fully, illustrative diagram here showing you all the features of your remote control. And there's even a troubleshooting guide here along the side, right? If you cannot see your picture on your TV, if you cannot connect to your wireless home network, if you cannot hear sound, if the TV remote isn't working. It's a really nice put together manual. I love it. So here's the simple remote, a nice simple design. Of course, at the top we have our power button. Here we have our back button, that's your home button. Of course, this is your D-pad, directional pad to navigate your screen. OK button in the middle. And then here we have our channel recall or jump back button. This one in the middle is your sleep button. That's the picture of the half moon there. And then here we have this asterisk. That's your view more options button. And then of course here's your multimedia control buttons, right? Rewind, fast forward, pause, and play. And then these buttons here, of course, your Netflix, Disney Plus, Google Play and whatnot. These are your streaming channel shortcut buttons. Very simple design, very basic. Along the side here, as you can see, we have our volume up and down keys, and that's our mute button, right? This remote is powered by 2 AAA batteries. Now, I usually use my own alkaline batteries. I never use the ones that come with the TV, because they're cheap and they usually leak after a while and they could damage your remote if you leave them in. But as you can see, putting the batteries in this thing is pretty straightforward. Now, what I like about these feet are that there's no left or right, they're identical. So you can put these on either side, it doesn't matter. And what I love about them as well is that the bottoms actually have a nice little rubber insole to stop it from sliding on the table. And to install them, it's very simple. What they have done, at least, is labeled with an arrow where the front of the TV should be. So that way you know the orientation, right? So this is on its face, so of course the front is on this side. So the arrow is pointing down for front, so I'm going to put them this way, right? One on either side to point towards the front of the TV. So that would be this and this. And to install it is pretty simple. It came with a set of screws. 2 screws in this one, 2 screws in that one. So let's do that now. Okay. And these are pretty long screws. These are like, I don't know, 2-inch screws. So as you can see, it took a while there to get that one to go in. That's that. So this is in place and it's pretty sturdy. So now do the other side. And obviously you don't screw it in too tight, right? Because it is a metal screw going into plastic, so you don't want to damage it by screwing it too hard. There you go. That's that. The legs are installed. Now looking at the ports, as you can see immediately, it comes with 3 HDMI ports, labeled HDMI 3, 2, and 1. This one also doubles as an ARC port as well, which is good. Over here we have our LAN or Ethernet port. And here we have, this is your audio output, so you can actually hook this up to a set of headphones if you wanted to, all right? Here's our AV cable port, and there's even a reset button, which I find is pretty neat. And here we have our USB 5-volt DC source. So along the bottom we have more ports. So here's our optical output port that you use to connect to like a home entertainment system. Here's another audio out port which you can use for auxiliary out to like a set of headphones or whatever. And here's our AV in. So this is your video and your stereo sound AV input ports. Okay, so here we have the simple, elegant interface. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to select English, and you can select Canada, US, or Mexico, and Canada by default. That's good. We're going to set it up for home use. I'm going to set up my wireless connection, so give me a second. So I've actually decided to cancel the internet connection, but as you can see, you can just simply set it up for your home wireless network, and then you can get access to thousands of streaming channels, right? More than just Netflix. There's like Acorn TV, YouTube, of course, Deezer, Happy Kids TV, you name it. Pretty much 150,000 plus movies and TVs at your fingertips through streaming channels. So that's a pretty nice feature. So you're going to connect to the internet later. And here's where you can connect your devices. And you want to make sure that everything's plugged in and turned on. So this is when you have your game console, cable box and whatnot. So I'll set that up later. Let's just keep going. All done. And now you are ready to enjoy content. So what you see here, you see all of the available ports that you can connect to. So I don't have anything hooked up right now, but here's where you can set up your set-top box, your game system, whatever. So what I'm going to do now is press home. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to hook up a video source. So I'm actually going to hook up my, so before we do that, let's actually just look around here. So here is where you have a USB media player. So obviously you can hook up your, if you have media on a USB stick, you remember the USB port in the back, you just plug that in the back, and if you have videos, you can play your videos here, you can listen to your audio, you can look at pictures, and here's a help screen that shows you how to use it. So of course to play or view content from a USB storage device, connect your device to the USB port on your TV, and you have 4 file formats, drive formats. That's the drive format for your USB stick that's supported. So of course FAT16 and 32, you have NTFS, HFS Plus, and ext2/3. So pretty much, all the standard formats, right? And then to play a file, first select a media type from the main screen. And it's pretty self-explanatory, right? But the key takeaway from this is that you can enjoy content from your USB stick directly on your TV by plugging it in the back, and then you can use this application interface right here. So this TV has an 8 millisecond response with a 60 Hz refresh rate, and it delivers a smooth, seamless entertainment experience. There is dynamic contrast ratio technology that enriches the display with sharp, clear images and vivid, realistic hues. There are several video modes that come with this TV. You get vivid, low power, sports, movie, and normal mode. There's also HDR bright and HDR normal and HDR dark mode. So that's pretty decent as well. Viewing angles, you get 178 degree height and 170 degree vertical viewing angles. That gives pretty much everyone in the room a decent view. And this does come with the Roku TV operating system. So with that, you get access to quite a few entertainment options. You have, as we said before, Netflix, YouTube, Hughes, streaming, service apps. But remember that obviously these are the apps. So you may have some, of course, membership fees that you may have to pay to use those apps. It does have the integrated Wi-Fi and wired internet capabilities. As you saw at the back of the TV, we did have that LAN port. And this does come with a set of 8-watt built-in speakers. So if you cannot afford a external surround sound system, the little 8-watt speakers should provide decent sound quality. But I always strongly recommend, if you're going to invest in a nice little flat screen TV, especially a nice 4K one like this one here from Sharp, yeah, spend a couple of dollars and get yourself a surround sound system, right? So now this TV, it's a 60 Hz TV, so some of you will be curious to know how well it can run games. So ideally I would prefer a TV with 120 Hz refresh rate or higher for fast-paced games, especially 4K video games like on Playstations and stuff. But that being said, let's see how good the quality is on this TV, playing some games. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of the Sharp Roku 43-inch 4K TV. Now, if you want to get your hands on one of these TVs, you can check the link below this video in the description, and you can get one of these lovely TVs. Now, feel free to leave comments, ask any questions you want on this TV, and let me know what other things you want me to review. With that being said, happy gaming and stay safe, everybody. This is Richie signing off while I continue to play Doom. So I hope you enjoyed that last video. Now, if you liked this video and you liked it, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And if you subscribe to my channel, I'm appreciative of that as well. So thank you very much. So listen, there's going to be a lot more content coming out this year and beyond. I plan to be doing quite a few different types of reviews. And I'm also starting to do giveaways now, finally. So that being said, happy gaming and stay safe. Bye-bye.